Hey y'all, I'm Brer Sam, and this is one of my movie reviews. Just a few minutes ago, I watched Nonnas for the first time. It is the most recent movie that I have watched, and it's a comedy, and it's based on a true story about a real restaurant in Staten Island, New York. And it's very well done, and it's got some good people. So the story is about a guy who's lost his mother, and he wants to honor her by opening a restaurant where instead of chefs, there's grandmothers who are cooking for their families, and they treat their guests like families, and I thought that was a really nice idea. It is a nice idea, and what goes into it isn't so bad either, because the grandmothers, when they meet, they fight occasionally, but then they become friends. And it's one of those things where a group of girls comes together and they're fighting, and then they become friends. It's one of those things. And the struggle that the guy Joe goes through it's relatable because he's grieving, and you understand his grief, and you can see how he wants to honor his mother, and yeah. It's a very smooth sailing story, because obviously the opening the restaurant has its troubles, and it does. Like, no one wants to come to it. It gets set on fire at one point. But good stuff comes too as well. Like Joe running into his old childhood friend, and she helps him. And eventually they fall in love. I mean, that's sort of expected when old friends reunite in movies. And the restaurant does end up getting open, so it's cool. It's not bad. I like that. And the restaurant was beautifully designed, as a review said in the movie, and it was a sweet looking place, and it was warm and friendly. I always like warm and friendly. And the cast isn't half bad. It really isn't. The guy Joe is played by Vince Vaughn, and he does really well playing a grieving son. It's touching to watch. And the Nonnas the Nonnas are what make this movie. Nonna means grandmother in Italian. It's an Italian restaurant. So the grandmothers are what make this movie. They're funny, and the ones that fight the most are Roberta and Antonella, sorry. And they fight the most. They have a food fight, and that's what sets the restaurant on fire. Yeah. And one of the Nonnas, who's a hairdresser, I think her name was Gigi, she was played by Susan Sarandon. Yeah, she's a good actress. She was pretty in this. Like, her looks were great. And most people recognize Susan Sarandon from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but she's also in stuff like Enchanted or Thelma and Louise. Yeah, she's a big actress. She's in lots of stuff. And there was another Nonna there who was played by Talia Shear, aka Adrian from Rocky. Oh my god. Yeah, I was really excited to find out that she was in there. And the romance between Joe and his childhood friend Olivia, I think her name is really nice. She really wants to help him, and like I said, the romance was predictable, but it was cute. He recreates their prom night for her, and that was really nice. And of course, the friendship between him and this guy, Bruno. Like, Bruno ends up, he spends most of the movie doubting that the restaurant will work, but he's still a great friend. He ends up selling his dad's car to get Joe the restaurant. And that is very, very loyal. Probably one of the most loyal things that I've seen in movies lately. So yeah, this movie is pretty good. It's funny and it's heartwarming. Yeah, it is heartwarming. That's probably the best way to describe it, because I always love family stuff that has to do with family love and and especially with grandmothers, because old people always bring me solace. So yeah, if you're looking for something that's funny and heartwarming and has to do with family love and could help deal with grief, this might be something to check out. It's cool. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all later. Bye!